And we maybe can switch to the Q&A session. At the moment, I will ask all our well-respected speakers to join us here. Unfortunately, I would have to mention that Alexander, who was speaking about Canada Startup Visa program, would not be able to join us for the Q&A session. But if you have any questions, you can send them in the chat and we will, of course, forward them to him. Maybe we will start. I do have some general questions and I do have some questions related to the Portugal Golden Visa. But maybe as we just moved on from Portugal, I have a question to Irina that we didn't get a chance to answer. В Европе лучше всего открывать счет для граждан
In which European
Казахстана.
country it's best to open up a bank account for Kazakhstan citizens? Actually, in any country of Europe, Kazakhstan citizens are treated everywhere very well. It's easy to do it in Poland, in Spain, depending on how are you going to spend, how do you plan to spend your funds. You should, if you plan to come to the country, then it is in that country that you should open up the bank account. You should identify your future goals first and then open up the bank account. All right, very good. There's another question.
Is it possible to obtain residence permit or citizenship through business investment?
USA, Slovakia, Hungary, Poland, Spain, England. So like this, from my memory.
Okay.
So it depends which business do you want to make? How do you want to move with your family or without your family? So it's a lot of additional questions.
Okay, I understand. So maybe whoever asked this question can specify that in the chat if you're here. And moving forward, I do also have a few more questions about Portugal. Maybe Raquel or Sarah, you can answer this. Can investing in rural or inland areas of Portugal offer a more authentic lifestyle and better long-term returns?
I don't know if Raquel wants to answer.
We can complete ourselves.
Yeah, we can.
We are lawyers from different law firms. I think we are all aligned. So sorry, if you want, please go ahead and I'll complete if needed. Okay.
Of course. So regarding the rural investment right now, because of the real estate is outside of the qualifying terms for the golden visa, and specifically, there is the option of doing the donation in lower density areas. So there are some options with the 200K donation. However, whatever we mention to clients is these slots are very, they're by waiting list only. So it's unlikely that they will be able to find any available. And usually when there's some slots available, they have a waiting list period. So around 6 months to 8 months before launching the project, for the project to be approved, and then for the clients to be able to make the donation to that project. So answering the question, there is options in which the rural areas decrease the amount of the donation in this case. But the problem is, since you will be counting the moment of submission to eligibility for citizenship, if you're waiting 8 months to donate to a specific foundation, then they can have an effect in your submission periods. I don't know if maybe Raquel can.
No, I totally agree with you because we have real estate investment. So I don't know if the person that asked is made for this. Of course, that the interior of Portugal is also of great landscape and a lot of offers a lot of opportunities in terms of investment. But in fact, for Golden Visa is the 200K donation instead of the 250. And as Sarah was well saying, if you are not in a rush and willing to wait, of course, you can wait. If not, our suggestion is always to choose of one of the others eligible projects, but I'm confident that more projects of the 200Ks will soon appear. I think Sarah has the same feeling that I do. So I think this will become a reality. So will be the offer for potential investors will grow on this.
And another question I have about the Portugal is, are there opportunities to combine digital nomadism and real estate investment under Portugal's current legal framework?
No, of course, you can combine if you want to be under a digital nomad visa and come to Portugal and purchase properties here. But purchasing properties in Portugal, any kind of real estate currently in force in Portugal, as a non-resident, you are more than free to do it as a resident as well, but won't get any kind of visa residency permit whatsoever. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just to be clear, like black and white, because it used to be like that. It's no longer.
Yes, and
Okay.
just to complement Raquel as well, a lot of times we have clients asking regarding the funds. This law is very clear also regarding the funds investing in real estate directly or indirectly. So it's always our job also as lawyers to make sure and make the assessment on the fund and the due diligence on the fund to make sure the fund doesn't have direct real estate investment or indirect real estate investment.
And one more question, is investing in funds now a more strategic option than real estate for golden visa applicants?
Yes, because it's one of the most chosen investment, because when compared to the donation, and again, it depends on your lifestyle, your profile and everything. But the thing is that when you invest in funds, you are also doing a financial investment. So it is expected throughout the years for you to receive dividends. And when the time comes for the fund to be extinguished, liquidated, also, who knows, to receive your money back plus a capital gain. So I would say that clients that are used to make this kind of financial investments can choose funds that are a little bit more edgy. And for the clients that are not so used or more conservative, they can choose funds that are like investing in more tangible practice fields. So I think that's currently what is going on, because when compared to the donation, it's literally you are donating, you are sponsoring a heritage or a cultural project, but it's not going to get any return. So in the end, it depends. And we have done both here in the office. So the reasons why clients, for example, sometimes they prefer to do the donations is because they prefer just to spend 250K and keep the other ones, because what it is that they do for a living, they know that during the years they will get more return if they don't spend it on the funds or because they don't trust. So the reasons why clients choose the different type of investments are like really specific for each kind of client.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the last question I have for Portugal is just kind of your opinion. How might changes in EU immigration policy or housing markets regulations affect Portugal's golden visa in next few years?
I don't know if I can answer to that. So right now there's a bit of uncertainty for our clients. They usually ask with the next election coming how we will proceed from now on. And of course, as lawyers, we have to advise the client in the best way possible from all of these scenarios. But it's something that we will only know when the elections come, when the party gets voted, and then if they change anything in the golden visa from now on. We know that from now, what's eligible is 5 years after the submission. There are rumors, but it's only rumors. There are rumors in the market that this will change in the future. However, from the submission onwards, it is not clear if it will change for clients who have done the submission. But Raquel probably can speak a bit more
I
on
don't have
this.
any inside
Yes.
information, Sarah.
Yes.
I agree with you, and if I may say, and I think whoever wins the election that we have coming now in May, like Portugal is a centered party. We have a little bit left and right, but it's always centered. And I think nobody can predict the future, obviously. But I think for the next years, there are more things to attend rather than just this. What I believe that in terms of immigration may be expected as a forecast is a bigger and better control of who is eligible to immigrate. So if a person complies with the rules, non-convictions before, and so on, I think that the rights already acquired, because we have a strong constitutional background, not a backlog, background, will protect the clients. We have seen in 2023 what happened, and obviously it was like a chaotic insight for the lawyers. I think every partner and colleague of mine almost got burned out because of the questions that all the clients asked. But in the end, it was proven right that acquired rights exist. They are constitutional protected. So I think the only thing Sarah was saying, and I think it's really relevant, is that please be aware that the fact that you apply for any kind of residency permit, the law is different from the one that rules the citizenship. So the fact that today, for example, is 5 years doesn't guarantee that in the future can be 7, can be 4. We have seen this happen in the past. Until a couple of years ago, the minimum period was 6 years, not 5, and it was diminished. And what I think the government did, even with, we had this change, I think it was in June, correct, Sarah?
Yes.
Submission for the legal part of the residency, it used to be counted from the day of the card. But the government and the Portuguese government knew that the immigration office was chaotic. So I think it was kind of away from the date of submission, because when you submit, it's no longer in your hands. Like, I've done everything I could. This is what I've done. I've paid what you asked me to pay. I paid the fees. I made the investment, everything. So now I'm waiting for someone from a public entity in Portugal to answer me. So that's the reason why they made this change. Even this submission that Sarah was saying, every lawyer read it as from the date of I formally submitted my process for the Golden Visa Online, and even there were rumors that it's not like that and so on. But I think every lawyer understood the way that we are saying now, and even now with the time passing, I can share, and I believe that Sarah can confirm this as well. For you to submit for the passport, you need a certificate on the countdown of the 5 years given by the immigration office, and they are literally issuing it from the date where you first requested the golden visa, not the card. So this is what we have currently.
Yes, and to complete just what Raquel was saying, it's also our job as lawyers. So just in case this will change in the future, of course, it's our job as lawyers to make pressure. There's only a certain amount of pressure we can do, but if the lawyers join together, which is the case, of the law firms working in immigration and the constant meetings we have with IMA, is to make this pressure, saying if the clients have submitted, and at the time what was in the constitution was the 5 years towards eligibility, of course we will always fight for the rights of the clients. It's just good to be aware of the changing scope. However, as Raquel was saying, so far, there's no particular, it's only rumors. So there's no particularly certainty that this will change in the future. And even if it changes in the future, it takes a bit of time before the law gets put into practice. So it's not, I don't think there's enough, reasons to not do the process considering these new coming alterations.
Okay, thank you so much, Raquel and Sarah, for your insights on the golden visas and in general situation. I think at this stage I have only one more question to Irina, and we can start slowly wrapping up. I would like to repeat once again that both Sarah and Raquel would be present at our upcoming conference, InvestPro Istanbul, on May 12th, so you may join and ask any personal questions in person. Thank you. And Irina, Вопрос получили. Какие
Here's
могут
the
возникнуть
question.
нюансы при
What kind
открытии
of
банковского
nuances
счета в
can
Испании? Какие сроки
emerge
открытия?
when one opens up the bank account in Spain, and what is the period of opening the bank account? If you're a no resident in Spain and you remotely open it up, the process can last for 2 months. If you're a non-resident, you come to our Alicante and we take you to the bank. The term can vary from 2 to 3 weeks depending on the processing in a bank. But you need to provide information about the origin of your capital. You need to everything you will tell the bank you should realistically implement, and then you should also use that those funds, the money that you will have deposited onto this account in a lawful way, meaning that you cannot use those that money to pay for some goods in China, as one of our clients had done in time past, and the bank, of course, has blocked the bank accounts. So we do open up bank accounts for non-residents, but you should take into account the fact that Spain doesn't like it when if you remain as a non-resident for a long time. You should try to open up a business and become a resident in some way, or get the digital nomad status. Otherwise, Spain will not understand it if you're a non-resident for a long time. But we can open up a bank account for a non-resident. All right, thank you very much.